Hello everyone, so an unusual one to start the day here. Last night it was reported that the Russian destroyer, the Admiral Kulakov, fended off a drone threat in the Baltic Sea. This was reported by a German news source. Now, when I first read it, I immediately thought this has to be Ukraine. So, is it? Well, let's take a look at the report. The key bit is highlighted in red. It says, an incident occurred in the Fehmarn Belt. The Russian destroyer Vice Admiral Kulakov was on patrol there from Baltic when the crew suddenly triggered a drone alert. The weapons were armed and the soldier attempted to target the drone from a helicopter deck using a defense system, possibly a new type of jammer. However, all heavy weapons remained in cruising position. Only the machine guns on the forecastle, the navigation bridge, and the helicopter deck were deployed. At the bottom, it says the federal police didn't have its own drone in the air. So, firstly, this clarifies it was an aerial drone, not a marine drone like I first thought. Secondly, this rules out this being a Danish drone observing the Russian boats, as they didn't have one in the air. This was here, the Fehmarn Belt near Denmark, which is about 18 kilometres wide. So I think this was likely a civilian drone sent in the air to take photos and film the destroyer as it passed by, which got the Russians on board a little bit jumpy. Interestingly, it says the Russians attempted to target the drone. The report doesn't mention any success in downing it, so I'm guessing the Russian attempts here were about as successful as their attempts to down drones in Ukraine. So it appears to be civilian, but this is Ukraine. I actually don't think we can rule this out being a dummy run for something along the lines of Operation Spider's Web. There's been suspicious incidents in the past which may be Ukraine linked, such as a Russian cargo ship sinking near Spain after an explosion, and this month the gas tanker Eco Wizard had a suspicious explosion as well, which Ukraine has claimed credit for. Not to mention in August 2023, Ukraine considered targeting a Russian training ship in Cape Town, South Africa. So, Ukraine does have a track record of hitting ships outside the Black Sea and planning to. So, I don't think it can be ruled out that this wasn't a dummy run for Ukrainian operations, such as having drones in cargo containers at sea to launch when a Russian ship is near. Whilst they wouldn't be able to sink a destroyer, it would certainly cause damage and embarrass Russia. A photo of the Admiral Kulakov is on screen now. You can see that even small FPV drones launched from a container ship or similar would cause damage here. Hitting something like the radars would put it out of action for a while, or detonating on the missile tubes could potentially set off a bigger explosion. So, an interesting one. I definitely think this was just some civilian flying a drone near the ship itself, but again, you just can't rule out this being a Ukrainian test. Seeing if Russia would be able to detect a small drone flying nearby it, and Russia's countermeasures for defending against said type of small drone. So it'll be interesting if later this year we get an Operation Spider's Web 2, this time with drones targeting Russian shipping. So that's it for this video. Hope you found it interesting. If so, please click like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And also, up on Patreon, I have added a few videos which didn't make it to my main channel, so if you want to check those out, the link is in the description. Thanks very much, and take care everybody.